Imagine a kid who couldn't afford a gaming PC, who had to go to the local library just to play video games, and who failed over and over again on YouTube. But despite everything, managed to become one of the biggest Roblox Rivals creators on the platform. This is the rise of Elixir. Elixir, whose real name is Elijah and who was born on March 22nd of 2007, grew up living a pretty normal life with his parents and 3 siblings. In school, he wasn't exactly the popular kid, but he had some friends because he would get good grades, so he was respected by them. Like many young kids, he liked sports and video games. But honestly, it's sorta weird how he got into video games in the first place, because he never had any sort of gaming console as a kid because that wasn't in his family's budget. So instead, his first experience with games was on an old desktop that ran Windows XP. He played the default Windows games such as Minesweeper, 3D Pinball, and Angry Birds. But later, he started playing a game that most of you guys definitely know. He discovered Minecraft through YouTube and would watch a YouTuber called Stampy Longhead. However, since Elixir didn't have a console and the desktop his family had couldn't run the game, he had to go to the local library to play it. So many of Elixir's earliest gaming experiences were spent at the library playing on the public computers with his brother. But how did Elixir start playing Roblox? Well, you see, one day, Elixir and his brother were at the library playing an online game called Tanky Online, when all of a sudden, some kid asked them if they wanted to play Roblox with him. Elixir didn't have an email at the time, so he logged into a guest account and started playing a number of games with him. The game that stuck with Elixir was Phantom Forces. It was his first experience playing an FPS game, and it would later become his main game on Roblox. Later on, Elixir created an email address and created his first Roblox account with the username SniperDude9167. Now, contrary to his name, he didn't actually use the sniper that much at the time. His brother was actually much better with the Recon class, Sniper class, and PF, while he preferred weapons like the M60, which is literally a machine gun where he would just spam and wallbang walls. Anyways, later on, Elixir saved up his birthday and Christmas money to buy his own PC. And although it was an office PC, it was still good enough that he didn't have to go to the library to play anymore. Now, his first time creating content wasn't actually on YouTube. It was when he was playing around with his computer's graphics driver application and found out that he could directly stream to Twitch through that. He decided to start streaming some .io in 2020. He was experimenting around with Fortnite clips in the default Windows 10 video maker and ended up posting a Fortnite montage to YouTube. At the time though, he wasn't serious about posting videos. Being a YouTuber always seemed like a dream job for him as a kid, but back then, he was just messing around trying to post something to show his friends. However, someone made Elixir pretty mad. You see, when he posted that video, one of his friends, for some reason, decided to clown on it, saying it had bad music, bad editing, and other things. And even went as far as to downloading his video, re-editing it, adding different music, and posting the video to YouTube, which happened to get more views. Who knows why he did that, but it made Elixir really mad. Elixir decided to keep making Fortnite montages to try and get back at his friend and annoy him a bit. Low-key, he kind of started Elixir's villain arc. With time, this YouTube rivalry died pretty quickly. Elixir ended up winning, and it was probably just kids being kids. But during this time that he posted all these videos, something interesting happened. Elixir found out that he enjoyed making these Fortnite montages, and because of the COVID lockdowns, he had a lot of time to spend on the game and make videos. He would wake up in the mornings, join the online classes, mute his tabs, and just hop on the game, with the boys trying to get clips for montages. However, even though he spent a lot of time making these montages, he didn't see much success on YouTube. Most of his videos got barely any views. Around this time, his channel had around 200 to 300 subscribers, but less than 12 people were actively subscribed and watching the content. But making all these videos wasn't exactly a waste of time, because Elixir developed all his editing skills that he would soon use and actually still utilizes to this day. Fast forward to 2022, he started playing a lot of Valorant and decided to make montages on that instead, but he still didn't see any success on YouTube. But that's alright, because what happened next was going to be amazing. You see, 2022 was coming to an end, and Elixir had this random bit of motivation. It's probably because of New Year's resolutions. But anyways, he decided this was going to be the year where he would start taking YouTube seriously. Up to this point, he had been posting montages and edits, but not like content in a way. So he decided it was time to start writing intros, creating longer videos, and started doing all that content stuff. He started watching a bunch of videos and taking notes on how to become a YouTuber and how to create interesting videos. He even wrote his goals for 2023 on a Google Doc that contained these exact lines. 2023, 2K subs YT, get jacked, radiant. Don't ask me how I know this, let's just say I know everything. Anyways, Elixir decided to abandon his original YouTube channel to start fresh and uploaded a handful of videos to it, but he saw even less success than his original channel, which really messed with his head because on this new channel, he was spending considerably a lot more time editing, recording, making thumbnails, and other stuff. To this day, this YouTube channel that he started only has 38 subscribers, very far from his 2,000 subscriber goal. As for his other two goals, let's just say he did not get jacked that year, and he ended up peaking in Mortal 2 and Valorant. Yep. So he ended up abandoning this channel and kind of developed this bad habit of starting new projects just to quit in a few weeks or months. Throughout 2023, Elixir repeated this cycle of starting and quitting. It's okay, Elixir, I'll be doing that too. Have you seen my in real life channel and my gaming channel? I haven't posted in a while. I definitely need to work on those. Anyways, Elixir made videos on Valorant, Fortnite, random edits, Roblox, documentaries, memes, and all. When Elixir decided he would give YouTube one last shot and created the Elixir channel. He decided to play Arsenal for his first video because he really liked shooter games and it was basically the biggest shooter game on Roblox at the time, although the genre was basically dead on Roblox. He uploaded the video and just stared at the view count in his analytics waiting for it to go up. And according to the analytics, for the first 24 hours, it didn't get a single view. In fact, it took 4 days to get past 0 views. Can you guys imagine that? Waiting 4 days just to barely get past 0 views? This was pretty soul-crushing for Elixir, and at this point, he figured it was time to call it quits and just focus on school. But then, slowly, the video climbed up to a few hundred views, and he figured that he would keep posting on the channel while the ball was still rolling. A small community was starting to form on his channel as he kept posting Arsenal, which motivated him a lot. Later on, after an Arsenal update, he uploaded 2 videos back to back that at the time were his best performing videos, and he finally got monetized on YouTube. Let's go, Elixir W! It was at this time that Elixir thought this was the moment that he would go full time. But he quickly realized that dream was a little farther than expected, because Arsenal was updating rarely and the game was essentially dead compared to its peak. It was hard to reach a very large audience. While he did enjoy Arsenal at times, he found it very demotivating to make videos on an essentially dead game. It seemed like no matter how many videos he posted, it would be impossible to reach a larger audience. At the time, he was in high school and needed to start making money to pay for university and other things. And although he was monetized, he still had not earned enough revenue on YouTube to qualify for a single payout. For the record, in order for YouTube to pay you, you need to make at least $100 a month, which means if you make $99 in 1 month, you're not getting paid unless you make one more dollar the next month. Yes, it sort of sucks if you're a small creator. But anyways, due to this, Elixir decided to put YouTube on the back burner for a bit and picked up his first job at a bubble tea shop. He also switched to Fortnite videos on the Elixir channel for a little, but quickly stopped, continuing his pattern of starting and stopping projects. However, his career at the bubble tea shop was stopped early after the shop came under new ownership. He decided to fire all the current employees. Now, why would they do that, bruh? With no job and no income being made on his YouTube channel, he made the decision to take all the money he had saved up and earned from his job and spend it building a new PC for the purpose of making more videos. However, this quickly seemed like a mistake, as his mental health was fully cooked at the time. On top of this, in high school, after he had started his Elixir channel, when people found out about it, they would kind of just react with, "You still do that?" Yeah. And after he had been monetized for a while, his friend asked him how much he had made from his last video, so he told him $12. But if I stay consistent, this can grow much larger. And his friend replied, "Bro, you made $12. But Elixir didn't mind that his friend didn't believe in him. Another day, Elixir and his friend were daydreaming aloud in his class, talking about how successful they were going to be in the future. Talking about things like making millions of dollars and other stuff. Their teacher overheard them and sort of thought it was a joke, kind of trying to reality check them with something along the lines of, "Do you know how improbable that is?" And in that moment, in Elixir's mind, he was thinking, low-key, she has a point. This is pretty improbable. But his friend spoke up and said, "Once I make it big and Ellie becomes a big YouTuber, we are gonna come back to this school and flex on you." As we can see, Elixir's friend was being serious and wanted to see Elixir win in life. Anyways, as mentioned before, he was fully demotivated to make videos. He would record and edit several videos fully just to not post them because of little imperfections, like background noise in the recording, or if he didn't like the way his voice sounded. Anyways, after posting one more video titled Robbing Children at Gunpoint, what? Of 2025, where he didn't post at all, but in reality he had recorded about 12 videos. But yeah, he struggled with this a lot until he realized that he shouldn't really be focusing on view counts or what other people say, and that he should just focus on making videos on the things that he wanted to. So he continued to post videos occasionally throughout the summer of 2025, where Rivals kind of took a dip in player count due to the rise of games like Still a Brainrot and Grow a Garden. But it was really after Elixir face reveal that things started to really take off in a video titled, "How many keys can I get in 1 hour?"
When I first started playing Rivals, I remember keys were really hard to get. This kind of pissed me off because I would lose the pay to win every single time, but now there's a lot more ways to get keys. So today, we're on Broke Bobby 22, and we're gonna see how much keys we can get in 1 hour.
He started experimenting with shorts and streams instead of the long form videos, and they started blowing up. And as the players returned to Rivals in the winter of 2025, the growth started to snowball up and the community just kept growing faster and faster. He started to smash through milestones that he thought were never possible. He started playing and collabing with other YouTubers, which helped his growth, and even got recognized by Nozni, leading him to get a charm in Rivals. Until this day, Elixir continues to upload Rivals videos, racking up hundreds of thousands of views. A fun fact is that something that motivates Elixir is when he gets a comment or emails of people saying that he helped them have a better day, because in Elixir's mind, he's just messing around, making Roblox videos. But never did he think, when he first started YouTube, that he can make a difference in somebody's day. And his other motivation is being able to provide a better life for his parents, because he knows they worked really hard to provide for and raise him and his siblings. So he feels like it is time to repay the favor. And yeah, that's pretty much all the info I could find on Elixir. So with that being said, I hope you guys all have an excellent day. Elixir, if you had to give one piece of advice to everyone watching this video right now, what would it be?
Alright, so my biggest piece of advice is that you just gotta keep on going, bro. It doesn't matter what anybody says about you. Like, if you got haters, bro, you need to ignore those haters, because anybody that actually wants to see you lose is just not worth listening to. And if anything you try in life, it's gonna start off slow, you're gonna be bad at it, you're gonna struggle, and you're gonna feel like you wanna quit. But if you just keep on going, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next Tuesday, but eventually you are gonna get better at that thing. And if you quit before you get better, you're just selling yourself short, bro, because you're not letting yourself reach the max potential. So yeah, that's all I really had to say, man. Never give up, never back down.